What up, Marvel Rivals community? It's the Chopper Gunner King, the backstabbing monster, the number one killer, the mythical beast from Asia, the one, the only, the Wine Cat, baby. I'm here on Old Man Gaming, and I'm here to talk about a subject that's plaguing the Marvel Rivals community. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Y'all seen the thumbnail. The surrender epidemic, man, is killing the game, baby. And I mean, I don't like to be hyperbolic, man. I don't like to just, throw words out there. It's killing, but it really is hurting the fun and enjoyment that, at least I used to have playing the game, man, where, back in, like season 0, season 1, season 1.5, man, you would get a game where people try to initiate a surrender, maybe 1 out of every 10 games, 1 out of every 15 games. Nowadays, it's like, man, almost every other game, 1 out of 3 games, people try to surrender. You can't even get a full game sometimes, man. It's like, what's going on? Like, what is going on? I don't understand it, man. And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, I understand that, some people, they don't have a lot of time to play the game for whatever reason, whether it be work, family, whatever you got going in your life. I don't know your life, and you got things to do, and you only got limited time, and so if you can't see a win, right? It's not winnable to you. Then you want to just get to the next game, and that's cool on one hand, but on the other hand, right? A lot of these games that you might think aren't winnable are actually winnable, man. I mean, tell me if this hasn't happened to you, right? Have you been playing the Marvel Rivals game, right? You playing domination, right? Y'all lose the first round, get stomped, right? The second round comes, one of your teammates try to initiate the surrender, right? You like, nah, you gonna play to the end. And y'all end up winning the game, right? That's what I'm talking about, man. Like, unless, to me, a game is winnable unless you have one person who disconnect, right? It's 5v6. I've won a 5v6 before, but that's not always winnable when you're looking at the odds, right? Odds are you're not gonna win 5v6. This is a team game. But unless you have somebody disconnecting, or you have somebody that's intentionally trolling and throwing. And I don't mean they're playing bad, they're not doing good. I mean they're intentionally trolling and throwing, where they're dying intentionally, they're not coming out of spawn, they're not participating in the game, right? If that happens, okay, I can understand. Look, you got to go to work. You only got so many games to play. Go ahead, surrender, right? Even in those situations, I don't like to surrender. Me, I'm one of the never say die people, but I understand. But a lot of the times, we're surrendering, and it's a winnable game, right? You can win the game, right? And it's always the worst person that initiates the surrender. Oh my God. It kills me. It's the guy that's doing 2 and 10. And they're initiating the surrender, and they're like, GG, no heals. Give me a break, buddy. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. And it's like these people, right? It's like, are you serious? Have you never played a team sport? Like, have you never been down and you playing football in high school, you playing basketball in high school, y'all down at halftime, you know what I mean? And then you come back. Like, if you play the team sport, you can't be like, oh, we down 25 points, coach, let's surrender. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's obviously people who've never played some type of organized sport or something like that, who just, like, it's quitters. And it's really killing the game. And one of the things that's important when you playing a game like Marvel Rivals is learning how to play through adversity. That's one of the reasons why you shouldn't surrender these games, right? Just because the game looks done, just because it looks like it's over, it doesn't mean you should quit, right? I mean, look, I'm not the best player. Right? I'm not the best player. I'm a perennial GM player on console, right? I'm not saying that I'm a great player. Right, highest I ever been was GM1. I made GM every season, but I play the game a lot, man. I got hundreds of games if you check my career or whatever. I enjoy the game, but when I play a game, whether I'm losing or winning, I want to play to the end, one, because I enjoy the game, and two, because I want to learn how to play when I don't have a great team, right? So those games where you don't have a great team, but it's winnable, you know the strategies to use to switch to win, right? When you play those games through when you're losing, right, and you figure out strategies when you don't have the best healer or you don't have the best tanks or your DPS ain't doing their job, right? And you figure out, okay, well, how do I pick up they slack? You do that by playing in games where you losing, you getting stumped, right? How do you work? How do you do stuff when you don't have healers? And trust me, I get stumped a lot. You know what I mean? Like I said, I ain't the best player. I'm an old man, right? I play the game for fun. Yeah, I try to rank up and everything, but I play it mostly because I enjoy the game. But I get stumped a lot, but I play the games through because I get better as a player, right? I get better as a player when I play those games where I'm getting stumped because I learn things. If not, from getting stumped from what the other team is doing, like what strategies are they doing, what comps are they using? Like a wise man once said, "You'll learn way more from losing than you ever will from winning, man." Right? And look, like I said, I'm an old man. I'm gonna repeat that a lot. But you learn from losses, man, and playing through adversity, man. When you do it, you become better, right? So I can't get with this whole surrender epidemic, man. And the worst part about it is a lot of the times these people want to surrender, and they be winnable games, right? They be games where you can actually win and overcome obstacles. There's been so many games, man. There's been so many games where, we're losing or we get ran through on a push on an escort, right? They push 3-0, right? And then everybody's looking bad, the scoreboard's looking bad, and we come back with a push 2 or 3, and then we get the overtime win. That's great, man. And that's what the game, like when you get those wins, like that domination when you get stumped the first round, but you clutch the next two, right? Those are the great games, right? When people type in that first round, y'all need to surrender, right? They typing in the chat and you overcome and you get that win. That's when the game feels good, man. But if you automatically ready to hit the surrender button, you rob yourself of that enjoyment. Yeah, it don't happen all the time like that, right? That might be 5-10% of the time when it can happen like that, but you robbing yourself, that's when the game is truly fun. I'm trying to tell you, man, when you win those games where you ain't supposed to, man. And I've won the games where it was 5v6, we had a player disconnect and the team still clustered. I still remember that happened to me like 2 or 3 times, man, and I remember every game. Like to this day, even though those games was months ago, because those are the games that mean something, right? The team is together, y'all are overcoming the odds. It's like a freaking movie, man. You know what I mean? But you rob yourself of those opportunities when you hit that surrender button, man. And whatever happened to the never say die attitude, man? And I'm gonna say this again, and I know I'm repeating myself a lot. I'm an old man. I'm from that 90s generation. That's when I was a teenager and growing up, the 90s, early 2000s, right? We had the Rambo, Terminator, these Action Jackson, man, these guys who never say die, never surrender, never give up. Like, what happened to that attitude, man? Like, why is that missing nowadays, man? Like, I don't look, by trade, I'm a sociologist. I'm a professor. I got a PhD in sociology. So I don't like to, criticize the young generation to be one of these, curmudgeon type of dudes. Like, oh, you youngins is this. And I don't want to be that guy. But at the same time, I notice things. And I'm curious. I want to know what happened to that, man. What happened to that, never say die attitude, never surrender? Like, because I see that outside of the Marvel Rivals community, but I see it so much in the Marvel Rivals community where people just okay with surrendering, right? They don't have any type of qualms with it. Like, they don't feel bad about it. It's just like, surrender, and move on to the next one. It's like, wow. And the thing that's the killer, right? That's the kicker that really kills me about this. You had other people on the other team in the chat right? They, talking trash, like, yeah, surrender, you guys are trash. How y'all getting this rank, right? And the guys on your team, like, yeah, surrender. Like, what happened to shame? Like, what happened to shame? What happened to feeling bad about giving up? Like, we don't feel bad anymore about that. Like, to me, it befuddles me, and I know I'm using one of these complicated words here, but it does, man. It confuses the hell out of me, right? I don't want to get demonetized on YouTube, but it confuses me why we would surrender, right? Especially you got the other team talking trash to you, and you just like, yeah, I'm going to surrender. I am trash, and then you can go in the next game and say you good. I don't. I could never feel like I'm a good player, and again, I don't label myself as a good player, even though I get to GM, which I think is in the top 90%. That's the top 10% of players, but Marvel Rivals, we got a weird way of judging whether or not you're a good player in the Marvel Rivals community. Y'all know how that be. The point is, how can you think of yourself? Because, these people who be surrendering, they be talking trash at the beginning of the game. You know what I mean? Typing in the chat, all the stuff. And then they surrender. How can you do that? How can you have those two mentalities and they coincide with one another? Right? Make it make sense to me. Right? Because I can't be the type of dude that talk trash and doing all of this and that. And as soon as I'm losing, I'm like, oh, let's surrender. Oh, that don't make sense to me. Right? Those two things don't add up, right? It don't, make it make sense to me, because it doesn't add up to me. Where is the mentality where, we learn how to lose well, man? Right? We learn how to lose well, man. There was this show back in the day, it's called Vikings. But if you familiar with Thor, the Marvel Thor is based on the Old Norse, right? The Northmen, right? And these guys, they had like a saying, they had a ideology where they die well, right? A good death, right? And why can't we lose well? Why does the loss have to be, why you surrendering, giving up like that? You can't die well surrendering and giving up. Right? How can you have any pride, right? Any pride in yourself as a player, right? And you just giving up like that, right? But make it make sense. I just want to understand, right? So if you have, if you feel differently from me in the comments, please let me know. Let me know what I'm missing. Now, like I say, I understand people got work and jobs and they don't have time and you want to move on to the next, but at the same time, where's your pride as a player, right? Where's your pride as a player? Where's your never say die attitude, never surrender, right? Will you get more wins by just giving up and playing the Marvel Rivals team lottery? Is that how you're gonna get the dubs? Is that fun? Right? What about overcoming adversity? Maybe I'm just old. And I'm, out of the loop. Let me know in the comments, you know what I mean? And if what I said was valuable, if you thought this was interesting, right? If you have something to add to the conversation, give me a like, give me a subscribe, right? I really enjoyed making this, right? I really enjoyed talking about these topics. I love Marvel Rivals, man. It's a great game, right? It's something that when I was young reading comic books, you would imagine and fantasize about it. They would have a game like this where you could actually be your favorite characters and fight each other and use their powers. It's fire, man. I love the game, man. So if you love the game, like I said, hit me up in the comment section. I'm definitely responding to comments. Drop me a like, subscribe, right? Old man gaming out, man. Juan Cat out. Y'all be easy.